all of this works perfect.
Right.
So I mean, what do you do when you have three? You can't use three different types of products in 3 areas.
No, you just use one product for your scalp. You pay more attention to what's good for your scalp,
not the hair.
because that's what's growing the hair, not the hair. And then you just use a product that's going to work best, or a style that's going to work best for the 3 different textures.
I cannot work for you because this
Yeah.
over here is a mess.
What do you do? What do you normally do, Lena?
I don't use comb. Straight and this thing.
Can we
So I'm crazy.
see, most people don't know that. I was asking Lena a question. What do you normally do with your curls?
Well, I am naturally curly, and so after shampoo, I do condition, and that'll get the tangles out. And then I just turn my head down and just crunch it up, and I put some product, some leave-in conditioner, and I even put coconut pomade, grease.
Grease.
Bergamot,
Bergamot. Yeah.
Just want to shine. And I'll use a product called Curl Booster. It's a spray-on, and I'll spray it, and I just turn my head over and do this, and I'll take the diffuser, the dryer, so it don't blow all over the place, and just to help it dry. And then I'll leave out the bathroom damp, and by the time I get where I'm going, it's mostly dry.
Yeah.
But the more I play with it, you'll see the fuller it's gonna get. If I put a comb in there, it will be that full.
Big. Yeah.
She never uses the comb though.
Right. And she just said that.
I use a comb.
She does.
Right.
I had a comb last Saturday just because I had saw your website. I'm like, I'm gonna comb mine out. And I combed mine out, and I went and had lunch.
Yeah.
And it was funny. It was big.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah. We want big hair.
Which is why I untwist my hair. I want it bigger because when it's too short twist, it's like really low. So I untwist to make it full.
Right. To give it volume.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always looking for. I'm looking for volume. So I'm always looking for things to do to give myself volume.
Are you going to tell us about your experience at the airport?
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is my family now, and I want to just end. We're gonna be doing some other stuff because we want to talk about what we want to do for our group, and end it and find out what we're gonna do for you coming up soon. But I want to talk about what happened to me at the airport. I'm finding out some more information about how Black people are being targeted, like racially profiled because of our hair. There are like 30 people that have contacted me about their incidents with TSA. And one of them is a client of mine, and she had gotten an afro style from me, like an extension afro style, very beautiful, very similar to where are my books at? Very similar to this style. And she come back from Jamaica and headed to the States, and TSA had her to go into a little cubicle where they were digging in her scalp and her hair for 35 minutes. She said it was the most humiliating experience ever in her life. This is the style I did for her. Okay, this is the style. She said that she didn't even want to be on the plane. She had anxiety. She couldn't sleep the next day. She never even spoke about it until this incident with me happened. So what happened was, I have been traveling with my hair big for 20 years. Okay, even the people in Dallas know when I go through, they don't bother me. I didn't have any problems getting on the airplane coming from Dallas, going through security, checkpoint, none of that. Coming back from Atlanta, I went through the security, I went through the checkpoint, and I went through and I cleared, and they were like, okay, have a great trip. There was no additional screening asked of me. There was nothing like that. They were very nice to me. Got my clothes, got my bags, and put my shoes on, and I was headed down. They even told me where I had to go to catch a train to get on 2 different stops. Well, I get off on the second stop to go to my gate. They were very nice. So I did all of that, got my shoes and got ready to go, and this Black girl came out of nowhere and said, did they check your hair? And I looked at her, had no reason to think that she was anything suspicious to me. And I said, no. And then I just kept going to my destination. I'm standing down I go down the escalator. This is 15 minutes later. after I had gone through the security point. All of this was transpiring. I go down the escalator and I'm standing in front of the train part where you catch the train, and then all of a sudden I hear these noises. Hey, hey, you screaming at me. Lady, you with the big hair, stop. Just demanding and just very humiliating sounds and disrespectful. People looking, everybody's looking, and I stopped and I said, what's the problem? And the guy said, we have to check your hair for explosives. And I said, are you serious? I said, I just left the checkpoint. Why do they would have done that to me up there? Why do you need to do that? And I said, I'm not letting you check my hair. And he said, well, if you don't let this lady here, it was the same lady that asked me if they checked my hair. And he said, if you don't let her check your hair, then you can't take your flight. So at that point I said, okay, and I was very angry, very upset. I was just done. And I said, hurry up, and she was digging on in my hair, trying to find explosive. I was like, look, lady, hurry up. You know I don't have a gun, I don't have a bomb, I don't have anything like that in my hair. Please, go. The person next to me saw the whole thing, a TSA person, and she hung up the phone, she looked at me, she said, ma'am, TSA doesn't work that way. Go back upstairs and talk with the manager. I go back upstairs and I ask for the manager, and the manager comes out, Miss Batiste, and says, what happened? I told her what happened. She said, point that person out to me. And I said, okay, and we walked around looking for the lady. I saw the lady, I pointed out the girl. She walks up to the girl, had words with the girl. It wasn't nice. And so what happened was, after she said something to the girl, she takes the girl back with her. And she comes up to me and says, ma'am, I'm gonna take care of this, I promise. That should have never happened. I'm sorry that happened. Later, after the news people got wind of what happened, TSA said, because what I think is, those two people took matters in their own hands. They shouldn't have done that, because the people upstairs didn't know that they were doing that. So I think something was sparked, either some jealousy or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, TSA said I left the checkpoint before the screening was over. Yeah. And I need to ask you and everybody in here, how do you do that and be black? How do you do that and be black and have big black hair? There's no way you can leave the screening point.
You can't even allow to put your shoes on.
Right. I wouldn't even have my bags, my luggage, or anything, because they made a big mistake, and we really do need to look into it, and I'm looking for representation now. Also, they said that I refused private screening. There's no screening down at the escalator where you catch the train to go up to the gate. There's no screening. So we're supposed to be ignorant, like don't know, but I know because I've been screened before, I've been patted before. I know that happens right when you go through the checkpoint. It doesn't happen 15 minutes later. I'm not a crybaby. I've heard all these ugly messages from white people on my Facebook, like our hair needs to blow up because they're tired of looking at our hair like this. They wouldn't want to sit next to me on the airplane. Just black people whine, and they always talking about somebody doing something to them. We have got to stand up. We can't. Now see, they want me to say, you know what, I'm complaining too much.